1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Palos, and Allsup 2. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
And bellying up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. My name is Chris. That's Bill. That's Mike. This is Southside Pod. 30 minutes of good in a world of dumb for the South Side. Remember, if you ever want to reach out to us, we are available online. There's a contact form at southsidepod.com. There's also a way for you to send us voice messages. All you have to do is click on that little microphone on the page. If it appears, it's because you're using a device that has a microphone, and it will allow you to tell us whatever you want to tell us. If you're entertaining, I might even put it on the show. Here's what's on this episode. We're going to Flossmoor Station Brewing Company in Flossmoor, where they are about to unleash a new beer almost every day for the next week and a half or so. Ryan Czaja invited us out on their incredible patio. We're also going to Palos Heights to check out their farmers market and hear all about their upcoming summer events. We're even going to hear from a local chapter of the Knights of Columbus. That and more ahead. It's a stacked show with lots of stuff going on in your neck of the woods this weekend. And as you heard at the beginning of the show, Family Waterproofing Solutions, they are our proud sponsors. Named one of the Southland's best the last few years in a row, and now they have express service. If you know what you want, see the cost right on the website. Nobody does that. Order and schedule on-site immediately for quick service. Your basement's best defense is at familydry.com. Who's thirsty? I'm thirsty. Let's have a beer.
A pitcher of beer, a pitcher of beer. Let's order another pitcher of beer. That pitcher of beer should come over here. I love that pitcher of beer.
I'm in Flossmoor. I've got Ryan Czaja with me, and he picked a perfect spot to hang out today. I mean, my plan was to sit inside at Flossmoor Station, and I was going to show off the big bar. It's got the train, the model train that runs around the top of it, and it's just kind of a cool little place. And you're like, it's a beautiful day. Can we go sit on the patio? And now we're out here. I'm like, yes, I'm an idiot. This is where we should have been the whole time. How are you?
Nah, I'm good. I'm very good. And it is a gorgeous day outside. So yes, let's drink some good beer and enjoy the weather.
You guys have so much planned. What is the reason? It's International Brewers Week, Illinois Brewers Week. What is it that's coming up here?
Illinois Craft Brewers Week, or American Craft Brewers Week, I believe. It's across the whole country, but Illinois does their own thing. So from this Friday, which is the, 18th or whatever it is, until the 25th
it's a solid
next
guess.
week. Yeah.
Solid guess. It might be the 19th.
The 19th, 18th,
I'm not
19th.
sure.
I can't remember. I think, we start on a Thursday.
The day
so it's
after
all
this
screwed
episode
up.
comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there we go.
You're
Perfect.
fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right. So, but basically right now, those that are watching, those that are listening can dive right in and take part in this. And Flossmoor Station Brewing Company has so much planned for this. Is it a release every day?
Almost. I think I got 1 or 2 days off.
Well, I mean, you're not brewing them up to this moment, right? They're finished, right?
I got one left.
One left. So how does that work? Like, are you like sitting there looking at it going, I hope it's done in time, or do you know it's going to be done?
It's done. I just haven't done anything with it.
You're like, I'd rather sit outside with Chris
exactly.
and drink beer
Right, yeah, it's a nice day.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a next week's problem.
All right, well, here, let's get to the first one, and then we'll talk. What do you want to try here first? You brought out 3 beers. Ryan's always so generous. Like, I mean, I go someplace, they're like, let's try this one beer. Ryan's like, we're doing 3 today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a nice day.
Yeah.
So we can start with, we're doing 2 milkshake IPAs. We have one that is mango and pineapple, and then the other one is strawberry.
All right, well, let's try the strawberry first.
Sure, why not?
Such a sunshiny day. We'll go
That's
strawberry.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll show this to everybody that's here. It's thick. because if you're watching on the YouTube, you'll see this. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until it's up on the YouTube, and then you can check it out again, and it'll be an extended interview. If you're listening on Southside Pod's regular podcast that comes out every week, anywhere podcasts can be found, and always at southsidepod.com. You see how I do that, Ryan?
That is quite a bit of information that I would not remember.
Okay, well, here, let me give this a try here. Tell me a little bit, first of all, why is it so thick? Is that why you're calling it a milkshake?
So, a milkshake IPA is pretty much a hazy IPA that you brew with lactose or milk sugar, and then you add vanilla as well as fruit puree. So we have... in this one, it's strawberry puree, and then in the other one, it's mango and pineapple puree.
You always hear people use that term mouthfeel, which sometimes just seems a little dirty to me.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on who's saying it and how they say it, but that's how you would start describing it. So
Yes.
I think it's very full,
Yeah.
right? It's thick. I don't know how you make a liquid thick, because it's not like I'm drinking a smoothie.
No.
But there's more to this than drinking a light beer or something.
Yeah, so that the lactose really helps give it more body than a typical hazy IPA, and then you add that vanilla, which gives it a little more creaminess on it. So it's very smooth, thick, and delicious.
Yeah, well, it's really good. I'm not normally a fruit and beer guy. I'm really not, okay? But this one's good. It's refreshing for the fact that it's a little heavy as a milkshake. Is this a style that's really come about over the last couple of years? I've noticed some breweries are diving into it, and some seem hesitant.
Yeah, the last, I would say, 2023, so maybe 3.5 years that I know of that it's been really popular. Several breweries, that's kind of just like what their mainstay and what they're known for. We've done several in the past. This is our first 2 since I think 2021 was the last time I brewed it. So I don't do it too often, but
as we're sitting here and we're trying this one, I've always been struck as I move around different breweries. You are brewing beer in a place that's a full-on restaurant. You get people that probably come here and they're here to eat with family, and at least one or two of them are like, and they got really good beer here.
Oh, yeah.
But you have your staples. You have your things that you're always making. So how do you find time and room to put together stuff like this? Because this isn't your norm, and you are very creative, I can tell.
So it's kind of start in the fall, and then you kind of plan the next year's schedule out. So this year I kind of wanted to go back to some things that we haven't put out in a while, and so hazy IPAs was one of them, or milkshake IPAs was one of them. So I figured let's give that a go and kind of mix up our rotation that we kind of do every other year, I would say. So
what's the big one here? What's the number one mainstay?
So between two of them, or three of them, I should say.
The Pullman, right? That's one of them?
Pullman isn't one of them.
No.
It used to be, yes. It
Wow.
used to be. I know,
Okay.
shocker. But we have our Zephyr, which is our Pilsner.
That's really good.
And our Station Master Wheat, which we've had for forever, and then our Rail Hopper IPA, which is the West Coast.
A solid one.
Yeah,
I remember that. We've had that on the show before.
Yeah, probably. Early on. Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Of course.
Any excuse I can get to come out here and sit on your patio and
exactly.
drink beer.
Why not? Right.
I love how it's a beautiful day. Right now, it's 78 degrees as we're doing this.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung. I'm sure it'll be snowing tomorrow. That's basically how the weather works at this time of year. And we're out here and we're having thick beers, and this is the thickest.
Yeah, this
thing's crazy right here. What is this?
That's a. I'm gonna go ahead and steal this one across.
Oh
the
God,
table.
I grabbed yours.
That's okay.
I didn't put my lips on it yet. Take that, because I already drank out of this one.
All right.
I'm drinking Ryan's beer.
He's all over the place. So,
just in case the tip of my lip touches, turn it that
there we
way.
go. Perfect.
But I drank out of this one. All right, okay.
So rewind.
2 years ago, we would have had to fumigate the entire table. We would have had to light the table on fire and start over.
Yeah, one of us would have had to go.
Yeah, one of us would have had to throw our clothes into a garbage bag. The other one would have had to be washed off by a hazmat team. But we're going to drink this beer.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's enough alcohol in it to, maybe not enough, but enough, a good amount. So this is our Shadow of the Moon Imperial Stout that we used to have on tap as a mainstay.
Yeah, it had gone away for a little while.
Gone away, yeah. I took it off, It's time. It's time for change.
I came in here one night and I was I tried to get it, and it was still on the board, and they're like, "No, we're out of that."
Yeah,
what?
I didn't think I could take the names off.
Yeah,
because I thought they were painted on, what I was told. And then I got up there, and they were just stickers, and I was like, I thought they were painting it on. I was
How
like,
long have you worked here?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
And for 8 years, you believe that the names on the board, it looks like all the trains coming into the station.
Yeah.
These are the beers coming into the station, and you thought that some of them that had been here forever were painted up there.
I just thought they were painted up there, and I couldn't take them off, and I was like, I'll just leave them. But they're actually stickers, so I had to take them all off.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, so I was like, oops. Lo and behold, as I'm trying to scrub this off, it's not coming off.
And then after you do all that work, you bring the thing back.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a temporary. Yeah, it's temporary. So it's a Shadow of the Moon Imperial Stout. It's aged for a total of 3 years in bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
So 2.5.
Taste that.
Yeah, 2.5 were in Woodford Reserve barrels, and then we aged it for another 6 months in bourbon maple syrup barrels.
Yeah, that you could taste a little bit of maple in there, a little bit of syrupy flavor to it.
Yeah.
So when they were making this, is this what the recipe's always been for this, or have you tweaked it?
So it's the Shadow of the Moon Imperial Stout is always it's the same recipe that it's been for the I don't know, it's 8 years or
the
9
barrel
years.
aging though you've changed.
The barrel aging I did change, yeah. So they would typically age it only for 9 months to a year, and COVID happened, so it wasn't the best time to be putting out 9.5% Imperial Stouts.
So what you did was waited.
Let's just leave it there. Let's see
You were
what
like,
happens.
let's see how long I can age
exactly
this for.
right. Yeah, and so 3 years later, and
You're like,
here
let's
we
see
are.
how many people are left.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They're like, we'll just
How
hold
much
on to
can
this
I
beer.
leave?
What if society
Yeah,
falls
right,
apart?
yeah. Well,
I'm going to need beer. That's what
right,
you were
yeah,
thinking.
Exactly. I need some of it. Yeah. I need something to get through. So this is what it is.
If everything goes to hell, I got to hold on to these barrels.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
But now you're feeling more comfortable.
Yeah. Now it's comfortable.
And you're like, well, I might as well get rid of these barrels.
Right. It's time. And what better time to do it than for Illinois Craft Beer Week? So,
it's amazingly good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't know. Maybe there's other breweries that basically held on this stuff. And if so, we're in a golden era. Like you got to find the positives out of the negatives.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There's 3 year or 4 year aged barrel beers that are out there. You got to find the positives in it. But like this is a find right here.
Okay,
how much of this do you have, and how long do you think it'll be here?
I don't have much.
We'll get here because I'm going to tell you this is. I mean, I've had barrel aged stuff before. This is a 3 year, 2 different barrel aged stout.
Yeah.
And it's a good stout, too.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you've had it around for 8 years and you thought it was painted on there.
Yeah. Why not, right?
It wasn't bad.
Exactly. It wasn't bad. It was just, resilient, it couldn't go away.
Ryan Czaja, Flossmoor Station Brewing Company. He's a heck of a brewer. Okay, and the beer's great. The neighborhood's really cool when you come in here. It's just kind of a neat place to hang out. If you've never made your travels over here, get over here. It's one of the gems hidden on the south side. And cheers, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You let me violate you. You let me desecrate you. You let me penetrate you. You let me complicate you. Help me, I broke apart my insides. And help me, I've got no soul to sell. Help me, the only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna feel like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. I wanna feel like an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God. You get me closer to God.
Adding sheep to that Nine Inch Nails cover may have made it worse. Oh well. If only I had a production advisor like I have a financial advisor. Look at that transition. Tom Walsh is your Edward Jones financial advisor. He's over on the corner of 111th and Kedzie. He's a good friend of the show. He's got my money. He's got Bill's money. Mike continues to miss the boat. He's not a bright one. He just plays guitar. Tom's been around for a couple of decades. He's got a great attitude. He gets to know everybody that he's working with. He asks you exactly what you want to do. What are your retirement goals? Where are you in the process? How many years until you want to retire? What's going on with your family? If things are changing, Tom's changing the plan with you. Always communicating, always there. I feel very comfortable with my investments because of Tom Walsh. You should talk to Tom too. He's at 3201 West 111th Street. Again, right at the corner of 111th and Kedzie, but you can give him a call, 773-779-0023. Nate Smith is joining us on the phone line right now. He is with the Knights of Columbus. What would I call this, Nate? Would I call this the Mount Greenwood chapter? I think that's where you guys are at, right?
Yeah, we're over on 111th and Holman with Father Perez Knights of Columbus.
Okay, so Father Perez, Knights of Columbus. Are they all named after a priest? I mean, I know with American Legions, they'll have like post whatever.
That's mainly the founders that named that. We're named Father Perez after the priest that sailed with Christopher Columbus. So that's where we got our name from.
Before I get into what the event is that you got coming up, tell me a little bit about what your chapter of the Knights of Columbus does normally in a given year. Because I know you do a bunch of different things. You were nice enough, I know, recently to invite me over there, and I said I would love to join if I could just find 5 minutes in my day between all these podcasts to do something else. And maybe down the line, it's something I'll dive into. But tell people a little bit about what you do in case they're interested.
Yeah, so Knights of Columbus is a Catholic fraternal organization. Our chapter was chartered in 1909, actually, out 67th in May. And then we eventually moved our way down to Mount Greenwood. We've been in Mount Greenwood since the 70s. Originally, when we came out here, we were at 111th and Sacramento. Like I said, now we're at 111th and Holman. And we're involved in a lot of different things in the community. Guess we're best known for the ID drive, the Tootsie Roll drive. You see us out there in September. Selling Tootsie Rolls for all the local organizations. Over the past 5 years, we've raised just our council alone over almost $250,000. That goes to places like Mount Greenwood Special Rec, different spread programs throughout the area like Christina and Cadgeton. And then we get heavily involved with Special Olympics as well. We had an event last weekend at Mount Greenwood Park. We were barbecuing and cooking for the athletes. We got another event coming up I believe it's this weekend at Arena Lanes for bowling, where we help coach the athletes. So we try to stay as involved in the community as we can.
And your clubhouse is a bar, right? I mean, I could tell people that because you have like a full bar that you guys hang out in.
Yeah, it's a full bar. It's for members. We have our meetings there and different stuff like that. So it's a great place to get fraternity. That's one of our values that we believe in is fraternity. So getting together with our brother Knights and getting involved, especially with the community.
That's awesome. All right, I know you said it before, but real quick. What's the proper amount in your mind that somebody should give for a Tootsie Roll? Because I know you guys do this every year, and I'm always thinking to myself, did I give too much? Did I give too little? Do they really want my change in my cup holder?
We take the change. We work closely with U.S. Bank, right, Mount Greenwood. They're really good to us with counting the change, so we're not doing it ourselves. But we take all that we can. Like I said, last year we raised over $56,000 because of the community. That came from working when we worked the corners, collecting and everything like that. So big thank you to the South Side.
Saturday, the 20th of May, coming up here, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m., you have a blood drive going on. Tell me a little bit about this. Why did you guys decide it was time for one of these?
Yeah, so we started about 6 years ago. I believe this is our 6th annual blood drive. We have it weekend before Memorial Day every year. We wanted to give back to the community another way. Besides donations and everything like that, we thought it'd be a great idea to get a blood drive going. So we use Vitalant, which is formerly Life Source, and we went with them because unless there's a major natural disaster or something like that, most of the blood will stay local. It goes right to 95th and Cicero, where Vitalant has their center, and then it's shipped out to Christ Hospital, Little Company, Palos, everywhere local to the South Side.
That's so South Side. It's like, I'll give blood, but I want my blood to be locally used.
Yeah. Well, right now, every year, there's a critical blood shortage. They just have a hard time finding donors. I think everybody's afraid of getting the needle in the arm. I know I don't like it, but it's easy as a pinch, and it takes only about 45 minutes to do from start to finish, and they take good care of you. So there's nothing to be afraid of.
How do you sign up? Do you sign up in advance? I've seen lately with these blood drives that you're supposed to go online and tell people in advance. It's not like you just walk up to the door.
This one, we do take appointments, but we also take walk-ins as well. So you'll see the bus parked right outside our clubhouse, 111th Street, 3422 West 111. If you're not able to make an appointment or you decide last minute you want to donate blood, you can just walk right in and they'll take you on.
All right, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m., May 20th, blood drive, 3422 West 111th Street. Your blood stays here locally at the local hospitals. That's good to hear. Like if you give blood, it might be in Bob's arm down the street at some point, and then you get to hang it over his head forever. Like my blood runs through your veins. Again, May 20th, go out and help out with the Knights of Columbus. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod!
OMG!
OMG!
It's the SSP!
It's the SSP!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod! All right, we're at is this the first
It's the first
of
one.
the year?
Yes.
Okay, we're in Palos Heights and they've got their farmers market back, and that means we've got Lauren Koszola back on Southside Pod. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for coming.
Listen, you invite me here, I come.
We love it.
I was we were emailing back and forth. You're like, well, we could do the interview anywhere, but the farmers market's tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out here. It's spring, and I want to be outside as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day too.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't ask for better weather for the first one. So
For sure. All right, well, before we get into what's going on around town coming up here this summer, tell everybody a little bit about this market, because it's a pretty good size one, and you have an awful lot of different things. You got everything from food that people can buy here on site to flowers to you got the pierogi guy back again this year?
Pierogi guy's back again.
Guy.
Yep.
I got his pierogies last time I was here. My wife told me to pick up some before I left, so he's out here. What's the highlights for people if they've never been here before?
Literally, you can come here and do all of your shopping. You can buy gifts for your friends, family, or yourself. So we have tamales and empanadas and tacos, and Amy's European Bakery is making crepes this year, sweet and savory. I already had one today and it was delicious. We have tabletop beanbags. They're selling all your custom stuff. You can get miniature beanbags, cutting boards, glassware, ton of jewelry, people. Oh my goodness, you can come and buy your flowers for your garden. Now's the time. I think people say you can plant after Mother's Day. I think I heard that.
Well,
so,
they better, because we bought my wife a bunch of flowers.
So now she
planted them yesterday,
you need to plant them.
No,
she needs to plant them.
It's her gift. Her gift is planting the flowers. That's all part of the gift, Lauren.
You're right. Anyways, you can literally jams, jellies, salsas. Come here, do your shopping. Right now, the produce is a little bit lower just because things are still growing.
It's not time for it yet.
Right.
Yeah, people never get that. People never get that when it comes to a farmer's market. They show up and are like, where are the pumpkins? It's May, sir. It's May. There's no pumpkins yet.
So be a little patient with our farms.
Right.
They're coming. We have a new vendor that specializes in mushrooms, which is fun. So he'll teach you how to grow mushrooms at home, or, he has a whole bunch of them at his farm, Oakwood Farms. Lyons Fruit Farm is selling some asparagus, so that's in season right now. So as the weeks go on, you'll see a little bit more and more.
Things change. It's not the same thing every single week.
Correct. And it's not like a grocery store either. Like, these are farms that are actually growing the product.
Right. I don't see a lot of carts around here either.
No.
That would be a weird farmer's market.
That would actually be kind of cool, but maybe I'll put that on the list for next year.
There you go. You can add it in there.
Thanks for the idea.
That's what I'm full of ideas, and I hand them out for free, Lauren. Okay, so what do you got coming up here in Palos Heights for the summer? You guys got big plans?
Oh, we got so many big plans. We always have big plans.
I know
here
last year
in
was a
Palos.
big competition between you and a couple other suburbs as to who had the
With the
best fireworks.
fireworks.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a thing.
It was a thing.
I'm noticing more and more that every suburb has so much pride, but then they also really don't like it if they don't win.
I don't know if we won or not, but in my heart, Palos Heights won.
All right.
Because they're number one in my heart. So we have our July 3rd celebration. It'll be on Monday, July 3rd.
Okay.
We're going to have inflatables and games and a food truck in the morning from 10 to 1 at Community Park. So come on out. It's going to be super fun. And then Wristbands are $20 for each kid to be able to go on the inflatables. Then in the afternoon from 5 to 9:15, they're going to be doing, we'll have all of our food, we'll have our beer, we'll have a band in the gazebo at Memorial Park, and then our fireworks show at 9:15.
You mentioned food trucks. Well, what's it like trying to get those? Because every time I talk to somebody from a different village on the south side or an area on the south side, they just kind of roll their eyes like it's so difficult to line up the food trucks, but everybody wants them at things. Is it a hard thing to do?
Well, for our July 3rd, we've gotten the same food vendors every year, to be honest. We have the Rainbow Cone truck is coming this year, which they've been coming every year for the past...
And they're getting bigger.
And they're getting bigger, but they're bringing their truck. Joey's...
Red Hots
is coming this year. They're new. So, and then we have Tropical Snow, which is here in Palos Heights. They're bringing their truck. And then we have Aurelio's and Taco Burrito King and
got a lot of trucks.
Place called Bojo's. Yeah, I mean,
you don't have a problem. You don't have a problem getting trucks.
No, because they come back.
All right.
They want to come to us.
Palos Heights is winning the truck. The battle of the trucks. That's
and Joey's Red Hots will be there in the morning and all day then. So he's setting up shop from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So he'll be there all day. So we got that. On the 4th, we'll have our July 4th parade.
Right.
That starts at noon here on Harlem. And then all throughout the summer, we have 4 concerts in the park.
We got big names, Foo Fighters coming?
I wish, right? We got the Chicago
They're
Experience.
doing Riot Fest. That's why they're on the top of my head right now.
They couldn't make us.
I've already been asked by 2 children and my wife. Are we going to Foo Fighters?
No Lizzo this year. Couldn't get her. Or Taylor Swift, you know. I
would think Palos Heights could pull a Taylor Swift. It feels very
maybe one day.
Feels very Taylor Swift.
Maybe
here.
one day. I think we could. 4 C Notes, Disco Circus, Chicago Experience, and I'm missing one, and I apologize, but check out our website and our Facebook page because we'll have everything up there.
That band is so upset right now.
I know. Oh my
They got their heads down. They're like, we just missed our big break.
Oh my gosh.
To get mentioned on Southside Pod because she didn't remember the band name.
Oh no. I'll text it.
No, I'm not inserting it. It's over. It's over. They're out.
And then we have 3 movies in the park.
Okay.
We're doing Lightyear. We're doing The Addams Family, which is a throwback, but our musical theater group just performed Addams Family, so I thought it was a good connection. Then our big one is Super Mario Brothers. So we're doing that later in the summer.
That's kind of big, I'm noticing. Like, people really want to see the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, I think people
I've
will
never
come
been
out.
a guy that wants to sit around and watch like a movie made after a video game. It's never been my thing. I mean, it was fun to play, but I mean, I don't sit around and say, wow, I
want to watch it.
Wish I could watch Chris Pratt be Mario. Like, that's never something I ever wanted to do.
That's like a hot topic in my life because I didn't really agree with that, but I don't know if I should say that on here, but I might get some
controversial?
Yeah. I think it was a great movie, and I think the community will love it.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. She got right up to the line, and she wouldn't slander Chris Pratt. But clearly, she does it in the privacy of her own home. Like, she hates him.
I don't hate him.
She hates Star-Lord, and she doesn't want to see him.
I thought the Guardians movie was great.
Is it because of how he portrayed Parks and Recreation? Is that what it is?
No, I thought he was great in Parks and Rec.
Was Parks and Rec similar to
what it is
like
in real life?
In real life?
Kind of. Yeah. I always tell everyone
Do you have
I'm
a Ron
Leslie.
Swanson here?
No.
No?
But I always tell everyone I'm Leslie Nope.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say this, but my license plate is Nope. So if you ever see me, it's me.
All right, you can track Lauren now as she drives through Palos Heights.
She's literally my spirit animal. I love her, and I want to be her one day. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Sorry.
I don't even know what to do with that.
I know. We also have a color run coming up in August. Oh, goodness. A whole bunch of stuff. We're always busy here. And in the fall, we're going to have even more stuff. So it's going to be awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then a little note for everybody. Lauren's been on the show like a bunch of times. And now she's moving. Well, she's not moving. You're going to start working closer to home.
Correct.
Way far away from Palos Heights. You're out in the country now.
Yes.
Right? What town?
Shanahan Park District.
Where's that at?
In Shanahan, Illinois.
Where's Shanahan, Illinois? See, I don't know.
Southwest of Joliet.
You were trying to tell me that was still south side. I was like, I don't think it is.
We are still considered a south
suburb.
suburb.
On. Yeah,
yes.
Like Ottawa, Illinois was an original suburb, but it's 2 hours away. I'm sorry, you can't claim it.
I feel like it has been It has been the best experience. I started my career here in Palos Heights. I've gotten the opportunity to move up. So,
like, you're like a 5-time guest on this show.
I
so
know.
We're gonna miss
Maybe
you.
I'll win an award.
No, there's no awards. We don't have the budget for that. We just finally went to video after 5 years in business. Are you kidding me?
But it's been awesome working with you and the city. And if you ever need a guest, let me know. I'll come on in.
Yeah, if we want a farm report, we'll give you a call. Speaking of farms, this is until when? Like
Yes.
every Wednesday?
Every
and what are the hours?
Wednesday.
And where's it at for people that are watching this?
Yes, good call. It is every Wednesday until October 11th. We will not have a market on July 5th. So we won't have a market that week of the 4th of July. It is at the Municipal Lot, which is 12217 South Harlem Avenue, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday.
All
We'll
right.
be here.
Farmers markets out here. They got big plans for the 4th of July weekend. They've got all kinds of stuff going on with concerts and movies and some bands they know and some bands they don't remember.
They're all great.
But definitely not Taylor Swift here this summer, unfortunately.
She's too busy.
Lauren, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for
you.
always being available and good luck in the next spot.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And let's wrap this thing up with your Southside Pod bulletin board, brought to you this week by Sid Sauce, the only place I get my hot sauces from. So many different varieties available. The peppers grown locally here on the South Side, developed, bottled, and delivered to your door. Check out my favorite one right now, the Mango Ate Your Baby, and the rest of them at sidsauce.net. Before we get to this weekend, a couple of things that you got to mark down coming up at the end of May. Our good friend John Streets from the Streets Arts Alliance has got a couple of markets going on in Tinley, Saturday, May 27th and Sunday, May 28th. On the 27th at noon, a pet market at Sound Growler Brewing Company. It's all about the pets, with artists and craftspeople showcasing their handmade products with pets in mind. Everything from bandanas, the toys, crocheted items, and tasty treats. And I've seen some of these dog treats. They look like people food. Like, I look at the dog cookie and I think to myself, I should just buy one of those and eat it as I walk around the brewery. Don't drink so much that you're eating a dog cookie. That's a bad sign. 8201 183rd Street in Tinley at Sound Growler, and then the next day on the 28th, the Flurry of Makers Artisan Market at Hailstorm Brewing Company, one of my favorite breweries on all the South Side, 8060 186th Street in Tinley. They got a great kitchen in there, scratch kitchen, all kinds of beers, a working brewery, and of course it looks like a big giant German beer hall. And if it's nice outside, that patio is going to be live. Kicks off at 11 a.m. with all kinds of local artists. I'm starting to see a lot of food at these events. Heck, that's where we found Sid Sauce a while back. Should be a good time out in Tinley at Hailstorm. This weekend, on Friday the 19th at 7 p.m., the Lyric Theater in Blue Island has Spring Fling, a singles mingle and speed dating event. There is a 7 to 8 p.m. happy hour and mingle, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. ladies call speed dating, and then from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. a DJ with the mingle. Essentially, if you want to meet people without using an app, this is another way you could do it. Also on Friday, May 19th, kicking off at 9 p.m., Trippin' Billy's, a Dave Matthews tribute over at 115 Bourbon Street. And then when your weekend's over, get over to Lamont. Ellie Strong Pet Parade, you heard Jason Berry talking about on the last show. That kicks off at 3 p.m., goes until 6 on Sunday, May 21st. I believe it's starting at Diggs on Canal. That's 316 Canal Street, right in the middle of Lamont. Bring out your pets. There's free kids games and live music at Next Mex. My weekend is planned. If yours is not planned, I suggest you go back and you listen again. And if you have a place you want us to go visit for you, let us know. We're found everywhere podcasts can be found and always at SouthsidePod.com.
It's the Southside! It's the Southside! It's Southside Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod! Y'all come back now, you hear?